Hey everyone, today I'm doing a basics tutorial on Sony Vegas. I'm going to be using Pro 9A. You can be using Pro 9, Pro 8, Pro 7, or Pro 6 even. They'll work for all of them, and I actually have all of the versions, so if you have any questions you can ask me. In this first section I'm going to mainly be going over just the interface, how to use it, and if you just had to make a bare bones minimum video, how would you do that? Because Vegas can look pretty imposing when you just open it up. So first thing I'm going to talk about is this panel right here, and it is called the Explorer, and you can drag and drop it wherever, but this tab for the Explorer it's basically where you can find stuff on your hard drive to put it into a video. So you can see I've gone through and clicked here, and then next tab shows up here. So you can click plus and then that, and then it'll show what's inside there, or you can just come here and click on it. It doesn't matter. You can go either way. So there's a bunch of tabs down here that are just part of this first module, and depending on your version and how you've moved them around, yours might be in a different place than mine. The next tab is Project Media, and it just shows basically all of the media you have in your project. I don't have any yet, so that's empty. Next is Transitions. This is where you can pick how you want to go from one scene to another. I'm going to show you how to apply that in a minute. And it's kind of cool because it animates the first one, and then you hover over it and it'll show you what it's doing. B being the second video, A being the first one. So you'll see that it starts with A and then B kind of cascades down on it or whatever. Video effects are what you can apply to a video clip to, either make it color or extreme. You can make it inverted, all sorts of stuff. And you can actually also do that down here in the timeline, but you have to know what each particular thing looks like. When you come here, you can actually see it, and preview it first. And last is media generators. You can use these to, make a title sequence or credits, which when you have scrolling on transparent, you can actually have a video in the background, anything you want. So you can have all sorts of things going on here. So I'm going to come back to the Explorer and move on to the next panel here. And this, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is the preview window, and it lets you see whatever it is you're working on down here. It shows the current frame position, and it also shows, when you click play, it'll play the video or audio such right here. So you can see that. Over here is your master switch, and basically this is each video clip or each audio clip has a volume down here, and you can adjust all of this manual stuff. This is the master, so when you pull this down, everything gets pulled down and not individually. And you gotta be careful of this, because if you have this like up here, when you render something, then the audio is going to be pushing up here and it's going to sound scratchy and like it's, overburst. So you want to make sure before you render it that you're not really getting into the red. The last part of your screen, the most important part of your screen, is down here, and this is the timeline. This is where it all happens. This is where you're going to have your video clips, your audio clips, any media that you're using in your presentation or your video is going to be down here, and you're going to be applying effects, you're going to be moving stuff around and all sorts of stuff. Now the timeline, this right here shows your position in the timeline, so I can click around, and to move the cursor, the easiest way is just to click right down here in the middle of the timeline, wherever it is you want to go. Now you can also click and drag, but that's very slow, you can see. And I was pulling rather hard. This is your render loop, and we're going to be talking about that in a minute, but you don't have to worry about it for now. Over here it's going to show the beginning of each layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and grab a random video, doesn't matter. Let's pick a video that's actually a video. How about This will work. Alright, so I'm just going to drag this out. Now you can see it's created a level right here, and this tab is referring to this video feed. And this is a volume one, and it refers to this audio feed. And you can see they're slightly different. This is the opacity, so you can see how when I pull it down it gets dark. And this is the volume, so this makes it louder and softer. And of course this overrides everything. Pan from the center basically means do you want it coming out of the left speaker or right speaker, and usually you want it on the same one. But what you could do is split it up, right? And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Or say you have different audio feeds and you're creating a song and you have them on two separate layers, and on one you set to right and on the other you set to left. So then you can like acutely mix audio and stuff like that. So now I'm going to drag another video down here to show you another effect right underneath it. When I scroll up over here, there it is, and I can actually see that it's created two more for me, different colors. And the thing about this is that it will play two audio feeds that are like this. It will play them simultaneously, so you'll hear both of them at the same time, which doesn't sound good at all. Oh, my volume's turned way down. Now listen. And you can barely hear that cello line above it. So what you can do, I'll mute this so you can hear. Oops. Wrong thing. Muted. There we go. And that's this video down here, which you cannot see, because while it will play audio at the same time, it won't show both videos at the same time. Only one of them. Now, it'll show the one that's on top in the feed. But what I can actually do is, you'll see if I lower the opacity, I can now see both at the same time. Okay, so you can see in the background, so now that I've lowered the opacity, then this, actually you can see both of them at the same time. You can also create masks and stuff, which is more advanced, which will let you actually control what you see. Now another way to adjust opacity, just a quick trick when you're trying to do it, is to do this. Just grab it at the top and pull it down, and you can do that. You can do the same thing with the audio. See, when I pull it down, the lines get smaller. That's because I'm decreasing the sound. So like you see when I do this.